So This Is Love by Four Curious Dad on AO3. Episode 55. Chapter 20. So This Is Love. First thing first, Todoroki's old school. It was also their first destination that day. Aizawa and Todoroki followed a teacher's guide to get to the principal's office. Todoroki watched the school as they went. The classrooms, the halls, the classmates' faces. Everything was familiar, yet so strange and bizarre. It was not the same as before. Sorry for the disturbance and noise around the hall. We're having a reconstruction at the moment. No need to worry. I understand. Aizawa smiled to assure the teacher who was with them. Today, he had his vest on and his hair was tied up again, making him become clean, approachable, and friendly. The teacher clearly was mesmerized by it. He then went on with his chattery nature, telling them about how the school discovered the incident. One morning, they came to school to find out the staircase was being destroyed and burned out, far recognizable from its original state, and that it was the only damage that they had, along with a missing night guard. May I ask which staircase was it? Todoroki interrupted the teacher's lively description about the destruction. Hearing the location, he immediately knew who and why it was destroyed. While Aizawa stayed at the principal's office for the transferring papers, Todoroki excused himself and rushed to the destroyed staircase. The place was once his haven during lunchtime. The place where his only comfort and hiding spot. The place where he could meet his long-lost brother. Now, it was nothing like in his memory. It was completely being burned down. Ashes and black burned all over the place. There was a red line preventing others from entering. There was nothing familiar left to pursue. It was more than a malicious prank someone pulled off. It was a declaration Toya sent to Shouto. The moment Shouto chose Yue, chose to become a hero, Toya destroyed the only place they shared good memories with. There was no turning back. They had to fight each other. They would confront each other one day in the future. Todoroki felt his face was wet. He used his palm to wipe it. He whispered a goodbye, then walked away from it with his back straightened up. The rest of the summer passed by peacefully. For Todoroki Shoto, he didn't have to go to harsh training or practicing. He could do what normal teenagers do, or just what Shoto normally did. They had their own days, playing games, watching movies, sometimes going out for a swim. Aizawa let them do as much as they could, preparing for an upcoming semester. Todoroki also started to unlearn all the lectures Enji told him. Aizawa made sure of that. He made sure that Todoroki understood throughout that he did need discipline for his wrongs and suicidal action, but not from pure violence and abuse like Enji. Aizawa understood that there was still work to do for Todoroki. It was not easy after leaving his home, which was also where he stuffed the most right now. All his focus was on creating a safe place for Todoroki, with Shinso's help, helping him change to do what kids his age did. Talking, opening up to him, or even therapy could wait. In short words, Todoroki had the best summer ever, and it became better with dates with Sero Hanta. After his visit, the next day, Sero again rushed to Aizawa's place. Aizawa opened the door to meet Sero Hanta, in the best clothing he had, a clean face, despite dark circles under his eyes, holding a bouquet of flowers, the same one Todoroki had gave his mother, waiting nervously at the front door. "Hello, Sensei. What a beautiful day." Sero went on with his small talk, wanting to fill the awkward silence between them. Aizawa glanced up and down at a student. In his class, Sero Hanta was an average student. He didn't have an excellent performance like Bakugo Katsuki, or an outstanding focus and talent like Midoriya Izuku. He progressed slowly. In terms of relationships, he was a fun and very outgoing person. Everyone enjoyed it when he showed up. He would tease them, make them laugh with his jokes, or teach them curses in Spanish. He was a good boy, nothing to complain about. Aizawa didn't want to interfere in the students' relationship. Being a teacher long enough, he understood that there was no use in preventing a crush between them. Of course, there were exceptions. It was just that Aizawa wasn't sure if it was okay for Todoroki to date now, He had just gone into UA, leaving his abused house, discovering what kids his age did. Sure, dating was also in the list of experiences, but not obligated. He wouldn't say anything if it wasn't because of how eager and jumpy Sero was around Todoroki. He kind of worried for the relationship. One of them was too active, and the other was too dense. It's okay, they will figure it out. He is allowed to date too. That's also a part of being young and growing up, don't you think? Said Asashi, trying to reason with Aizawa when he brought up his concerns about Todoroki and Sero. I know he is confused because of the sudden change in his life, but he'll be fine. His sister thinks it's fine too, so relax. Our young listeners have their way to figure out themselves. And then Hisashi went on with his jokes about how Aizawa is so protective over his kids. Aizawa couldn't agree more with Hisashi's explanation. About the boys, not about him being a dad. Todoroki's inside, Sero. Aizawa interrupted Sero's small talk. I want you to know that I have high expectations for you. So like I said, PG. Yes, of course, Sensei. Thank you. When they got inside, Todoroki and Shinso were lying on the floor of the living room, each of them holding a cat while watching TV. Hey, Sero greeted them. Hello, Sero. Todoroki raised his head and gave a small smile. Have you had breakfast? Sorry I came without notice. Also, this is for you. Sero gave Todoroki the bouquet. Thank you, Sero. It's beautiful. Todoroki accepted and carefully shedded the bouquet from Aries' attack. He then stood up and made a gesture to invite Sero to follow him into Shinso's room, where they could talk, with, of course, an open door. You'd remember them. Yes, I know you gave them to your mom, but I thought they looked beautiful, just like you. They remind me of you so much, so, well, I wanted to give them to you. Shinso shrugged his shoulders, trying to act nonchalant to hide his nervousness. It is. Thank you, Sero. Todoroki smiled. Well, but, actually, Sero cleared his throat. I need the bouquet to, do something? Sero moved closer to Todoroki, clasping his hands on Todoroki's, both of them holding the bouquet together between them. I know saying this now isn't very, romantic and ideal. Inside a boy's room, with a wall full of poster films, some of the clothes on the floor, a futon in the corner full of cat hair, with the TV echoing from the living room. As a matter of fact, it's far from my imagination, but I'd rather do it now than later. Sero inhaled, then exhaled, giving himself a small prep talk inside of his head. You can do it, Sero. Just say it. He glazed into Todoroki's eyes. Todoroki Shoto, listen carefully. I love you. Yes, you did it. Keep going. From the first time we met at the manga shop, I have never seen anyone as beautiful as you. Later, the more I knew you, the more I fell in love with you. I love you that you're clueless and ask me to explain my jokes. I love that you're a sweet and kind-hearted person. I love that you give your all into everything. I love every moment I have with you, whether we talk or not. Yesterday, today, Sero felt his hands were being squeezed. I'm asking you out. Will you be my boyfriend? Todoroki gave him a big and most gorgeous smile ever. I'm gonna ask you too. Yes, I will be your boyfriend. And Sero, will you be mine? Yes. Then now you may kiss each other. Both of them were surprised and jumped because of the third voice. Shinso was leaning at the doorframe, holding his phone to capture this moment. Shinso! Out of embarrassment, Sero jumped and tried to catch Shinso's phone. People will think that you guys are getting married. Just date and go out with each other already. Well, Sero did say he would date with the intention of marriage. Ah, that fast. So Sero would be the first one to get married, huh? Who would have thought that? The not-so-romantic confession ended with Sero chasing Shinso around the house. Todoroki was left at the room, admiring the bouquet, while shedding it from Aries' attack again. This is such a cute little, you know, I just love it so much. Hold up, I'm gonna burn a candle. I have to go in an hour. Yeah, I could burn a candle. I was like, hold up, I have to go in an hour. Or an hour and a half, actually. Was the meeting at 4? Was it at 5? Shit, I can't remember. I'm going to a teacher's conference. I need to make sure this kid is adapting well and that, you know, everything's good and stuff. Since he is a little bit back in his classes and it's a little worrisome, and I need to know if, you know, I have to sit down and teach him his spelling words. Which, I think it's ironic that I'm sitting down and teaching him spelling words when I can't spell for jack shit. I think when I was learning, okay. I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna go on a whole tangent if I don't stop. I need to save those long tangents for, my new podcast that I am going to start up. I think I'm going to start off with the podcast instead of adding some other stuff, because there's obviously stuff that I want to add. So I think the next thing that's going to come, it's either CYA or it's going to be Rec Corner. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Rec Corner that's next, since that one's going to be easier to do. Shorter videos. I was thinking maybe even making them shorts. I don't think I'm going to make them shorts though. Yeah, no. Yeah, maybe not. I can make a short version and then a regular video version. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I make them shorts or not? That's something I'll have to think about. But I'll save that tangent for later. I'm glad that they finally talked. I thought we were gonna have another moment where they have a whole fucking miscommunication. One thinks they're dating, the other doesn't think they're dating yet, and it's gonna be a whole situation. But no, we got saved. Let's go. So I'm guessing the rest of this is gonna be just cute moments. I think we have 2 to 3 episodes of this left. But do not worry, the series that's gonna come after this is not a ship series. Because like I'm doing Todoroki, Bakudeku, and then Lumity. I haven't done Shindeku in a while. I do a lot of Shindeku though, so I'm gonna take a break from Shindeku. Mainly because I need to find more Shindeku ones. That's the problem with Shindeku. There's so little Shindeku 6 out there that sometimes I have to pace myself before I, you know, get ahead of myself and do all of them. But I just got confirmation that I'm gonna be allowed to do more, and I do have Shindeku stuff saved up. And I also have a lot of Shindeku one-shots, so hopefully one-shots start coming up soon. I think I'm gonna introduce one-shots. Yeah, there's just 2 a week. Yeah, that's not that bad. Yeah. One-shots also, if it's a longer one-shot, I'm not going to split it up into 2. If the one-shot ends up being 40 minutes long, it ends up being fucking 40 minutes long. All right? One-shots are just that. One-shots. Right? So if the one-shot is like a freaking 20... I don't think it's going to ever be a 20,000 word long. If it's that fucking long, I'm not. I'm cutting it. There's a point where I'm cutting it. There's a cutting point. There's a cutting point. There's a point where I say no mas, right? But the next series that's gonna take over this one is called Cat Days by Griffin Rose. The summary is Izuku has a shape-shifting quirk. He's not the best at controlling it, especially under stress. So when tragedy strikes and he gets lost in the city, he's stuck as a cat. At least he's found a nice underground hero to take him in. So this is going to be super cute. This is going to be super nice. I'm really interested in this one, and I cannot wait to be able to read more of it. But I'm so happy that I found a Shinroki fic. Tell me, you guys, do you want more Shinroki? If you guys want more Shinroki, do please tell me, and I will get more Shinroki for you guys. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.